One people, one voice, one purpose, one choice. Monday. Nobody likes rain. Nobody likes Monday. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. That's the way it seems. We talked about a topic before about relationships, romance, this old indicative thing about love. So let's continue on that subject. These are segments that I will be using every day or during the week. Personally, I will always believe in love. Realistically, my beliefs now, there's no such thing. Not in this society. And I've been pretty much from the West Coast to the East Coast. And I can only tell you about my experience. So, all you critics, this is my truth. I'm not saying you have to believe it, and I'm not saying you have to accept it. This is what I see. This is what I perceive. If we would actually go back to the days of old, the days of our mothers and fathers, days of their mothers and fathers, the years before all the gadgetry, all the internet, all the cold and empty and shallow experiences of today's society that pretty much promotes isolation, promotes not even being interactive with human beings, that we use our gadgetries to communicate. We even use our gadgetries in our relationships. Who has ever sitting down and wrote a love letter? Who ever sitting down and even wrote a letter in general? Not using your text, not using your email, but actually using your hand with a pencil or a pen in it and writing a letter to someone. Your mom, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, somebody in the hospital. See, this is where we become, America. We have become innately so shallow, so empty, that we don't even know we have become clones of technology. We can't leave our house without our cell phone, without our iPad, without our laptop. And I've seen shows on TV that, like an alcoholic, people had withdrawals from their gadgetry. Now, how ridiculous is that? I mean, actually, they had withdrawals. Like they were hooked on a drug. They can't live without their gadgetry. And the sad part of it is, we all have become victimized by it. Look at me. I'm doing an iPod on my laptop. But I'm using technology to open the minds of people, to let them realize where we have fallen in our society, what we have become. And I look in the mirror sometimes and I get scared. on what I see, on what I become. It's not I cannot leave my cell phone home, because my cell phone pretty much doesn't mean that much to me, because I don't know that many people. I'm not on the cell phone 11 times a day, because I don't know that many people that I have to be on the cell phone, except for talking to my kids or talking to my friend when she needs to get in contact with me. What I believe personally, nothing is an obsession to me. There's nothing in this life I can't do without. There's nothing in this life that I'm not willing to sacrifice for the betterment of others. And getting back on that subject of relationships, and to all you atheists, anti-Jesus, evolutionists, this is not for you. Because unless you had some kind of compassion or some kind of understanding on something greater than yourself, you're not going to understand this anyway. So why should I waste my time even explaining it to you? Because I'm not. And that might be arrogant on my part, but I'm not going to waste my words on deaf ears. Plain and simple. Look back in the beginning of time. Then this is why I exclude atheists and I exclude evolutionists. The innate creation of man. It was just man. Man and God. And even if you don't believe this, just listen for a moment. Just open that proverbial mind of yours to something that even you may have wondered about at some time or another. It was just man and God. And it said that God was pleased with himself that he made man. But in man's innate existence, God said to the angels that it's not good that man should be alone. So he made him a helpmeet. Now to divine help meet, that within itself defines pretty much that a woman was supposed to be help. And the most significant point that I bring out is that he didn't make them separate. And this is the one thing that pretty much blew my mind when I read this. He could have made them separate. He didn't make them separate. He took a part of man and created woman. So universally, they will always be connected. They will never be separated. Because if he made two different individuals, even in the creation, they're separate. So pretty much he made one of the same. Why in the universal cosmic meaning of life, we're all connected. We're all one of the same. There is no difference. Now I'm going to break it down and show you exactly what I'm talking about. He made woman from man, meaning that they were not one more powerful than the other, but they were equal. So this philosophy that some people have, some men have, some women have, that man is supposed to be so superior, he's not. Or he should love her more or love her less. He cannot. Because if you're one of the same, if you love you, you already love the woman. Because she's a part of you. And this is something that the average person will never understand. They will never understand this. That you're one of the same. There is no difference. There may be physical, biological, cellular, molecular differences. But in actuality, there is no difference. You're one of the same. So I can go even in a deeper definition of this, but not this session. And it said that a source, an entity, came to Eve and tempted her to bite of the forbidden fruit. That God told Adam and Eve that of all the fruit and trees in this particular Garden of Eden, this particular tree, thou shalt not partake of. Because this tree is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. I mean, me personally, if somebody told me you have everything around you in existence, just don't touch a particular thing, I'm done. I'm pretty good. I ain't touching it. I'm just living life. I'm living large. If I have everything I ever need, ever wanted, and I got one thing over there to tell me, look, you know, don't touch it, I'm fine with that. And this is going to personify the problem of the relationship between man and woman. Exactly what took place right here. He said the reason why God doesn't want you to take of it, because this is going to make you like God. You be equal to God. Pretty much the way man thinks right now, that he's equal to God. So pretty much. Why these clowns, these atheists and evolutionists and all have that like idiotic philosophy? That's okay. I'm not even gonna go there because I don't want to insult y'all. Y'all can be mad at me. I'm done. But pretty much, this is exactly what I'm talking about. She bit the apple. What's ironic about this, she didn't just bite the apple and took the responsibility of herself. And here is where this word, deception, the beginning of deception and manipulation. She came to Adam and enticed Adam to also partake. And that's pretty much the influence women have over men today. Think about that. This is pretty much where it all started. Pretty much the power that women have over men today. That one act. And that one act destroyed humanity. It's the only thing you had to do. And just stayed to yourself. And lived. Lived eternally. There was no death. There was nothing, dude. There was nothing. There was just existence. You didn't have to kill nothing. You didn't have to buy nothing. You didn't have to worry about building a house or anything else. Everything was there. Perfect. Perfect existence. And because of the weakness of one, and the manipulation and deception and weakness of the other, hey, here we are. Now you can sit back and analyze, like I have done. Why did God even allow that to happen? He could have stopped it. He could have took the tree away. He could have burned up the tree. Much of what we are intertwined in life. Choices. We make choices every day. We make choices. It's all about choices. The choice to the left, choice to the right. Choice up or the choice down. The choice good or the choice evil. Life is about choices. We don't have to get philosophical here. It's just a basic common understanding. Even an idiot or a fool knows that. It's choices. You choose to be a fool. You choose to be an idiot. You don't have to be one. You choose to. You don't have to be gay. You choose to. You don't have to be heterosexual. You choose to. Choices. You don't have to be a racist, bigoted ass. You choose to. Let me stop. And I thought about this for a long time. I mean, this is just not something I came up with, you know, had an epiphany and I just came up with this. This is something I thought about for a long time. And I've been in conversations, even with my dear friend, Maria, years ago. I mean, conversations about religion and conversations about God and conversations. And it's like, you know something? I don't close my mind to anything. I love learning, man. I love communication. I love knowledge. I love information because it only widens the spectrum of who you will become. But this is just one thing that just blew my mind. And I look back at this so many times. I'm saying, that's it. The reason why women have so much control over man. And I'm talking about they have brought down kingdoms, baby. Millions have suffered because of a woman's innate power over a man. But understand this. I've learned one thing in my 62 years. And this is not a negative thing. And this is not an insult on a woman. But you know something? That little thing between your legs, it'll never control me. Because guess what? It's not my weakness, babe. And what personifies a lot of men's idiotic Weakness? Because their fascination with that thing between your legs. And the TNA syndrome. Tits and ass. And to get even deeper on that, his eyes, which has always deceived him. His eyes, beauty. So it goes back to another subject of mine, and I'm briefly going to touch on this. When they talk about Satan, the old philosophy, the old myth is Satan is ugly. He's got horns and tail, and he's... Understand one thing. If I was going to tempt you, would I tempt you by scaring the hell out of you? That's how stupid that is. And Satan loves that. He loves when people look at him as being ugly and demonic and all this other stuff. Got tails and he's a demon. No, dude, no. No. Get it straight. No. Satan was the most beautiful angel in heaven. And if you look at life in this society, what persuades people? Beauty. Ain't nothing ugly gonna persuade you. Ugly's gonna make you run away. Y'all get that? Do you get that? All you professors and all you sociologists, do you get that? Ugly versus beauty. Who you gonna gravitate to? I'm having fun today, man. I'm having fun. Because pretty much, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You have to understand. Just in the cosmic, universal thing. How many men out there chase an ugly woman? You don't. How many men out there fall victim to a fat slobby woman? They don't. They want that perfect body. They want that perfect face. And in that, a woman can have anything she desires. And don't get sexually involved with this fool, because he's done. He's toast. It's like wrap him up, put him in a box, he's done. And that's with any man. I don't care who he is. Rich, poor, or indifferent. But it takes a better man to understand. That tool of sexuality, that tool of beauty, that tool of the tits and ass syndrome, don't work here. See? Because why? I got a tool of my own. And I can work that as well. And have worked it. And have controlled females by it. So in this arena of intellectual prowess, of intellectual dominance, who's actually dominating who? So when you think you're putting it on me, and think that you got me hooked between your legs, in actuality, who's hooked? Does it mean that when I'm working you, when I'm making love to you, and this is the average thing that the average person doesn't think about. So that Adam and Eve syndrome, and this is what I go by. And my relationships, my everyday dealings with women. So you got to understand, you control your emotions. You control what she desires to take from you. Once you come to that knowledge, you're good. You're good to go. But pretty much, no. That's because society as a whole constantly throws that mess in front of your face. Sex, 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 sex. And man, like some helpless little puppy, just right there at it. Why a bunch of you act like a bunch of self-crazed dogs and can't help yourself. Because you're a bunch of pussy whoop idiots. That's what I call you. Pussy whoop idiots. Waste your paycheck going to titty bars. Waste your money buying whores. Come on, man. Really? Dude. I don't need to pay money for a whore. I can go out there and grab it for free. When I need a titty bar or a whore. I see titties every day. Titty's a titty. And ass is an ass. But between them little legs, it's the same thing. It doesn't change. Like it's made of gold, and I ain't seen one of them yet. Then I'll be surprised, baby. Then I'll be excited. That sucker made out of gold. I'm there. Oh man, let me stop. That's how silly it is. It really is, and it makes you think. It really does. It makes you think. But you know something? This is going on almost a half an hour. I'm going to cut this short. We're going to continue this. And I'll put on the label on this, to be continued. Look. If you don't be real with somebody, man and woman alike, be real to yourself. Peace. I'm out.